Hello all, Project Wargaming here with an update. So, been working on the models for Crusaders and 3D printing. So, printed off quite a bit and definitely kind of refined, I guess, the design on them. So I finished up the crossbowmen, but I've moved into the spearmen and then also flags, and these guys are just men at arms here. So I know this base is not really crusadery because it's packed a little too tight for them. But anyways, it's always just cool to see a big base of 6mm troops put out there. So yeah, pretty happy with how they came out. So I've done some testing and whatnot on how sturdy this is. You can see that I've obviously had to put some braces underneath these, which can be clipped off super easy and fast. All you really got to do is just come in and clip, and there you go. So they actually clip pretty good. It might be worthwhile to maybe paint some of these before you clip them. But the spears themselves are pretty strong, really. I mean, you can break them. You can get there, but you know, it holds up a lot better than I thought it would be. And same thing with these guys who are standing. So pretty strong. They actually bounce back pretty well. You know, one of my big things on a lot of these is just, you know, the gun barrels or whatever small little pieces here tend to get bent when it's in pewter or lead. And these guys, you can bend them, but they tend to bend back. They'll eventually break if you keep doing it. But you know, just for playing and what you're typically going to do when you're handling it, like I just don't see there being a huge issue with that. So I've tested them out in the clear as well as the gray, and I've not really found any difference in them. Seems like the details are just as good in gray or translucent. Translucent takes longer to print. Maybe a little bit more, picks up a little bit more detail, maybe. I don't know. I'm not convinced on that, but particularly at this scale, I'm sure I do think it's better at larger scales, but for this smaller scale, like, I just don't think that I see that big of a difference. So yeah, I've modeled them up. You can see too, modeled up 2 second ranks of spearmen. So pretty happy with that. Flags have proven to be probably the most brittle of the models. Because even the staff or the spear or whatever that they're on, you know, I really beefed that up, but it's still hard for it not to get really wobbly just because of height. I've had some of these crosses on the top break off, but it's still pretty durable, really, for what it is. And then these guys have just modeled up. So obviously spearmen, and then these guys have axes and swords and a mace and different things like that. So just learning the program and trying to figure out, you definitely have to beef up the swords and the if smaller fiddly bits. You just got to make them bigger than what you really would. You can see here, this guy, maybe if I can get it into focus, he's got a axe that he's kind of holding up in the air. It's going to be really hard to see on this model just because of the size and it being clear, but this is a monk, and he's got his arm up in the air, and I had a little cross in there, but that cross was just way too small and it just disappeared. So there's another monk that I made, and he's carrying a cross on his side as well. But yeah, so anyways, just having lots of fun with doing all this. I really do kind of hope to get them all together and maybe even put them out there for sale. So we'll see. But I got a while to develop these, and then also I want to do the Islamic armies as well. So that's what I've been up to. Hope you guys are doing well. We'll talk to you later.